Peace, YouTube family. It's your boy Zay. Come back with another video. You did. You know how we do. We get right into it. So this video, I want to talk about how it's important to be mindful to not adapt other people's realities. So what I mean by that is, for instance, with a lot of these podcasts, right? And I had to realize this with myself. For instance, a lot of these podcasts, specifically speaking, these red pill podcasts. And I know it may seem like I'm against red pill and all that. I'm not. Because what I realized, most of the content creators within red pill, they don't have issues with women. But a lot of the guys who subscribe to their content, they constantly stay in this cycle of hatred towards women, and they never really get to the point of bettering themselves or healing themselves emotionally. But anyways, besides the point, what I had to realize that a lot of what they were saying on them podcasts, I wasn't having those same issues with women. And I think I talked about this on a previous video. So what was happening was, because I was listening to what they were saying and it was feeding into my mind, I was adapting their reality. You know what I'm saying? I was adapting their reality because they were putting out the things that they went through and their realities, or the realities that they've been through, and they was pushing it out through the screen, and I was consuming it from the screen. So therefore I was adapting their reality. So now I was going throughout, day to day, looking at women through a different lens, because I was adapting a reality from another individual. You know what I'm saying? And I see that across the board in so many of these shows, YouTube channels, and podcasts. Like, people are pushing out their reality, and a lot of times it'd be a negative reality onto their listeners. So now those listeners are adapting that toxic reality into their own world without them even realizing that before they started, absorbing that content, absorbing that content from these content creators, that didn't exist in their reality. But once your mind starts consuming these things, your mind and your reality starts to conform into that reality. You start running into more women that's 304s. You start running into more women that, bird brains, because you're adapting this reality. So that's what I had to pull away from. Like, hold on. I had to assess, like, I really don't even have, even like I've said this before, even with me being short and all that, I really never had any problems with women like respecting me just on like a general level. So I really had to pull back. I'm like, hold on, no. That, you know what I'm saying? That's not my reality. It became my reality because of the content I was consuming and the ideas that I was allowing my mind to conform to shift my reality. You feel me? But without it, I didn't have those issues. So that's why I'm encouraging people to watch the things that you're consuming, because the things that you're consuming from these people, you can be adapting their reality. And you know what I'm saying? You're not even understanding how your life ended up like this, but because you're constantly adapting these messages and content from other people, and the content that they're pushing out is based off their reality or the things that they went through. Now you're accepting it into your reality, and it's changing your whole reality, and you're not even realizing it. You know what I'm saying? So what you consume is so mindful, so it's so powerful, bro. You gotta be mindful about that. It's not just about watching what you eat; it's about watching what you take in too, because you're feeding your basically your reality. Whatever you're taking in, what you consume is what you'll become. What you consume is what you'll become. So you're allowing this information to feed into your brain, and you thinking it's not going to change the way you think about the world. You feel me? So, bro, I'm telling you, bro, because like I said, me and my homeboy, and the reason why I'm making this video, because me and my homeboy was talking about it. He was saying like how, and I don't know if I've said this in the video before, but it applies. So I'm gonna say it again. But we was talking about how a lot of guys watch red pill content like it's daytime TV. They just constantly watching it. So as you constantly watching it, your reality is constantly becoming this thing that you're so against. You're gonna run into more 304s because you keep consuming this content that's about 304s. So your reality and your mind, because your mind is the visual reflector to your reality. Whatever you put in your mind, it's gonna start to play it out into your reality, bro. Your thoughts, because you're consuming this content about these certain type of women, and I'm just using red pill for example. Because you're consuming this information and content about these certain type of women, you're gonna have these thoughts about women. That's how you're gonna start seeing women. So now, because you seeing women like this, because you're thinking about women in this certain type of paradigm, you're gonna start seeing more women like this. As opposed to me, I see women in a positive light. So I only really run into women who are on that type of frequency. And even when I do run into 304, it's just like I don't see them. It's really like I don't see them because my mind doesn't doesn't recognize that foreign, that foreign object in a sense. I'm not calling her an object, but you get the terminology I'm saying. So my mind doesn't even recognize it as something to really even put my mind or pay attention to. So like when the 304 get on whatever social media platform we're talking, it just be like, okay, whatever. Like, she's entitled to her own opinion. Cool. I know I won't be dating her anyway, so it doesn't matter to me. I'm not about to conform my reality and get mad and attract all these things into my lifestyle based off what a young lady's saying who I'm not even attracted to. So that's just an example of how, what you consuming can conform your whole reality. So you really gotta watch that. And a lot of these content creators know that because they put out the same content and they know that they got you hooked on this type of content because it triggers that certain type of emotion in you. So now you don't even understand. You became a puppet to these content creators because they know what strings to pull to get you upset and get you mad. They know what type of 304 video to put on at the beginning of their video to get you mad and say, oh, women's so stupid, they so dumb. They know which videos to do. Like, they know which videos to get you triggered because it's the same videos to get you triggered on the previous videos. And these videos are ones that will probably make you revert back to how a woman made you feel in the past. She probably cheated on you or did you dirty, all that. So now you're encompassing all women into this one bubble because this content that you consuming is telling you that this is how they are. And because you're consuming the idea from someone else that this is how they are, that's how you start to perceive them. And because you start to perceive them like that, it plays out into your reality. So you only see these 304s because you're thinking about women in a certain way. So you're going to attract these women. You're going to attract these type of 304s. Your mind attracts things. So if you thinking about women in that certain light, those are the type of women you're going to attract, which is why I only think about women in a high frequency, a high vibration. Even when I come across a woman who moving a certain way or who getting a little, etchy at the mouth or getting a little disrespectful on the social platforms or whatnot, I just disregard of it, bro. I just disregard of it because I'm not about to allow one young lady to, divert my viewpoint of a whole group. Like, that's just not fair because I know too many real women. I know too many dope women for me to do that. But that was just an example, man. And that was just the easy example I could have used off the top of my head. But like I said, it spans across different types of things, bro. And really rooting back to trauma. Like, a lot of people get on podcasts and talk about their trauma, or they make these YouTube channels and talk about their trauma. And now you're adapting these people's trauma into your life on social media, watching those traumatic videos of people running in the store getting killed and doing all these different things. You gotta watch how much you're consuming of that, because you're absorbing those realities that's not even your reality. So I'm not saying you can't never watch it, but I'm saying watch how much of it you watch, because like I said, you absorbing content, and you constantly absorbing content, it has the ability to conform your reality, because like I said, you're going to start thinking of life a different way based off the content you absorb. So I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.